CO2 caps are when lawmakers establish a limit or cap on the total amount of greenhouse gases that can be emitted within a year. The main goal is to reduce carbon dioxide levels from the burning of fossil fuels. According to scientists, the limit might be relatively loose in the beginning as the economy starts to adjust, but it must become strict in order to achieve the emissions reductions that are essential to control global warming. Cap and trade creates incentives for businesses and households to conserve energy, improve energy efficiency, and adopt clean energy technologies. In this way, it places a price on carbon, which encourages these entities to figure out how to cut their fossil fuel energy costs. As a consequence, the demand for fossil fuels would decrease. California and several northeastern states formed the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. They have all individually implemented a regional cap-and-trade system. In 2005, the European Union began operating a cap-and-trade system. In 2009, the American Clean Energy and Security Act was passed by the U.S. House of Representatives. However, the U.S. Senate has not passed a climate change bill. Absent congressional action, the Environmental Protection Agency could step in and regulate greenhouse gases under the Clean Air Act.
When considering CO2 caps, it's important to weigh the cost versus benefit of individual versus community. For example, a primary community benefit would be the overall reduction of greenhouse gases in the environment, which would create safer, healthier communities across the nation. However, in creating a healthier environment, it causes some individual companies to suffer higher costs because they might have to change their method for creating their goods and services. And with their change in goods and services comes a community cost as well. Some communities may see a higher increase in taxes as well as an increase in overall consumer prices, which some American households may not be able to afford. Individual companies may also benefit from CO2 caps under proposed plans. For example, one plan involves giving companies allowances for their reduction in CO2 emissions. If some companies are able to reduce their emissions cheaply, they are able to keep those allowances and sell them to other companies and gain a profit.
California, the issue is that a smaller environmental justice group called the Association of Irritated Residents has a problem with California's AB 32 climate program due to the fact that the carbon trading programs allow individual big dirty facilities in low-income areas to stay open and keep polluting given the condition that they continue to buy carbon permits. Although these small groups of irritated residents have their grievances, the mercy of implementing the caps and trade program is ultimately setting a precedent to improve the great majority, provide reliable markets for a source of clean energy, and possibly influence the course of national or international climate policy. These justice groups object to facilities buying of carbon permits that allow them to pollute in the low-income areas rather than utilizing methods of lowering emissions, fuel switching, or shutting down. The mercy of the cap and trade sets a limit on emissions by presenting an incentive for facilities to lower the amount of pollutants released by means of purchasing a permit. The more emissions that are released, the expensive it is for industries. With that, in order to lower costs, industries can plan and build a gradual and predictable schedule which allows for future regulations that will be followed.
It's estimated
energy efficient